Let's finish this ride.
Fast and Furious fans, the ride isn't over yet. With Fast X leaving us on a massive cliffhanger, everyone wants to know one thing. What will happen next in Fast and Furious 11? Who survives the dam explosion? What's Dante's next move? Is this truly the final chapter? Or the beginning of something even bigger? Today we're breaking down the complete future storyline, possible character arcs, returning villains, emotional moments and high-octane action sequences that we might see in Fast and Furious 11. Stay with me for the next 20 minutes as we dive deep into the most detailed fan theory explanation you'll find anywhere. The aftermath of the dam. Fast X ended with Dom and little Brian trapped at the bottom of the dam, moments away from a massive explosion triggered by Dante. So what happens next? The next film will likely open right at this moment, showing Dom shielding his son, the explosion hitting the water, a massive shockwave tearing through the dam. But Dom is never alone. A rescue is almost guaranteed. The most likely saviors? Hobbs and Cipher. Both have direct reasons to go after Dante. Hobbs because Dante declared war on him, and Cipher because Dante betrayed her earlier. The movie may begin with a high-speed helicopter extraction, Dom swimming underwater with his son, Hobbs driving a military truck into the canyon, Cipher hacking a nearby system to disable Dante's drones. This sets the tone. Fast 11 starts with survival, chaos, and reunion. Now that Dante has successfully separated the family, his next step is psychological warfare. In Fast 11, Dante may target each member of the crew individually, release global arrest warrants for the entire team, hack international agencies using Cipher's stolen tech, form alliances with remaining antagonists from previous movies. He isn't just a villain. He's a strategist, a chaos artist, and a long-game player. Dante wants Dom to lose everything. Not just his life, but his legacy, reputation, and family bond. Fast 11 will show him manipulating global media, governments, and underground crime networks. This is the largest, most global threat the family has ever faced. The team reunites through chaos. While Dom fights to survive, the rest of the crew must regroup. Letty and Cipher. After escaping Antarctica, Letty becomes Dom's home signal. She knows Dante wants Dom isolated, so her mission is simple. Find Dom. Protect the family. Stop Dante. Cipher, on the other hand, plays a wild card role. She hates Dante just as much as Dom does. Expect a temporary alliance where Cipher uses her AI, satellites, and weapons tech to help track Dante's movements. Roman, Tej, Ramsey, and Han. These four are stranded after the plane crash. But as always, no body, no death in the Fast universe. They will likely survive and begin a secondary mission involving tracking Dante's finances, breaking into black market auctions, following clues connected to the God's Eye, discovering a new villain secretly helping Dante. Their journey adds humor plus tech plus heist energy to the film. Brian O'Connor's presence. Fast 11 will honor Paul Walker's legacy without replacing him. Expect mentions of Brian protecting Dom's family, a voice recording, a message, or a symbolic moment. Mia telling Dom that Brian believes in him. While Brian won't appear physically, his spirit will guide the family's choices, especially during emotional or moral turning points. The post-credits scene confirmed it. Hobbs is back, and Dante is coming for him too. Fast 11 might show Hobbs operating outside official law enforcement. He forms his own strike team, possibly including Hattie Shaw, Locke, members from Hobbs and Shaw movie. His mission: track Dante's global smuggling routes, destroy his money network, capture key intel Dante needs. This builds the bridge between Fast 11 and the future Hobbs solo movie rumored to follow. Deckard Shaw is also hunting someone connected to Dante. In Fast 11, this could transform into a parallel storyline where Shaw goes on a revenge spree, interrogates gangs linked to Dante, eventually rescues Roman's group, teams up with Hobbs in a fan-favorite reunion. Shaw's mother, Queenie, may also return, offering critical inside information from the criminal underworld. The Rome Agency War. The Rome bombing in Fast X destroyed the family's trust in the agency. In Fast 11 we might see a rogue faction within the agency helping Dante, A power struggle for leadership. Tess, Mr. Nobody's daughter, building a resistance. A possible reveal that Mr. Nobody is alive. The agency becomes a battlefield instead of a support system. The rise of a second villain. Fast 11 might introduce a silent mastermind working with Dante. Possible candidates. A corrupt agency official. A survivor from a past Fast villain family. A tech kingpin who wants the God's eye. An ex-military commander seeking revenge on Dom. This villain controls political influence, weapons, and global networks, making Fast 11 more complex and layered. Dante is the emotional villain. The new villain is the strategic villain. Together, they push the family to its breaking point. Tokyo and Han's past. Han's storyline isn't finished. Fast May 11th take him back to Tokyo, where old enemies return. We see flashbacks revealing secrets never shared. Twinkie and Sean return with modified drift cars. Han discovers Dante is trying to steal a nuclear microchip prototype. This subplot will include drift racing, neon chases, and emotional closure for Han to stop Dante. The family must locate a high-value, ultra-dangerous device. Possibly an AI warfare chip or EMP generator. This leads them across Rio, Dubai, London, Morocco, Iceland, and Tokyo. Each location brings car heists, underwater escapes, chopper battles, desert chases, street races, cyber warfare. Fast 11 becomes the most globally connected mission in the franchise. Fast and Furious works because of emotion. Expect key emotional scenes. Mia and Dom arguing about safety. Letty confronting Cipher about betrayals. Little Brian trying to be brave for his father. Dom questioning whether he brought this danger. The family discussing what legacy really means. A memorial scene honoring past characters like Elena and Paul Walker. These moments balance the high-speed chaos. Section 12. The final battle, 3 minutes. The climax of Fast 11 will be massive. Imagine. Location. A futuristic city, a desert canyon, or an abandoned military base. Teams. Dom plus Letty plus Little Brian. Hobbs plus Shaw. Roman plus Tej plus Ramsey. Han plus Tokyo crew. Cipher running remote tech operations. What happens? A convoy chase with armored vehicles. Drone swarms controlled by Dante. A train heist returning to classic Fast style. Dom facing Dante in a final emotional showdown. Cipher battling the new mastermind through cyber warfare. Tej disabling EMP generators. Han drifting under a collapsing structure. Hobbs battling a super soldier antagonist. Roman finally proving he's not the weak link. This is the most explosive, multi-layered Fast finale ever created. Section 13. Dante's fate, 1 minute. 3 possible outcomes. Dante survives to be the final villain of the last movie. Dante is captured but warns that a bigger threat is coming. Dante dies dramatically, but the real mastermind escapes. Most likely, he survives because he is too iconic to remove before the true finale. Section 14. Setting up the final movie, 1 minute. Fast 11 probably ends with Dom returning home safely. Hobbs forming a new global task force. Cipher escaping again. The agency rebuilding. A final message teasing a world-ending threat. Dom standing in front of his house, family around him, saying, "This isn't the end. It's just the last ride." And the screen cuts to black. And that's what the future of Fast and Furious 11 could look like. A story of survival, revenge, family, betrayal, and redemption, pushing every character to their ultimate limit. If done right, this movie will not just be a sequel. It will be the emotional bridge to the grand finale of one of cinema's most legendary franchises. One of the strongest emotional engines of Fast 11 will be Dom's legacy. For the first time, Dom is fighting not just for survival, not just for family, but for the future of his son. Dante's strategy is clear. Break Dom's confidence by threatening the one thing Dom fears, losing Little Brian. Throughout Fast 11 we may see moments where Dom trains Little Brian to stay calm in danger. Dom tells him stories about Brian O'Connor, teaching him bravery. Dom struggles with whether he should continue fighting or disappear to protect his son. This creates a deeper layer. Fast and Furious isn't just about cars anymore. It's about generations, about what values are passed down, and what kind of man Little Brian will become. Expect emotional scenes that mirror father-son bonds from earlier films. 2. Dante's psychological war gets darker. Dante knows he can't beat Dom in a straight fight, so he plays the long game, mind games, traps, and manipulation. In the extended storyline, Dante may frame Dom as a global terrorist, use edited footage to turn the public against the crew, leak location info to bounty hunters, trap the family in morally difficult situations, force Dom to choose between saving one family member or hundreds of innocent lives. Dante wants Dom to suffer emotionally before he destroys him physically. This is a new kind of villainy for the Fast universe. Deep psychological warfare, not just guns and tanks. One of the biggest expansions in Fast 11 will involve the agency. There is a strong chance that a high-ranking agency leader is secretly supporting Dante. The Rome bombing was part of a larger plan. The agency has been infiltrated by a shadow organization. Mr. Nobody's disappearance is connected to this conspiracy. This sets the stage for Tess taking leadership, a rebellion within the agency, the creation of a new global task force, Dom and Hobbs being forced to work outside the law. The upcoming movie will push technology even further. Possible new elements include AI-controlled pursuit drones. Dante may use AI-driven drones that track cars using heat, engine sound, and driving patterns. EMP-enhanced vehicles. Tej and Ramsey may design cars that can short-circuit enemy vehicles mid-chase. Magnetic highway traps. Inspired by F9's magnet sequences, Dante could deploy highway-sized magnetic strips that can flip or attract metal vehicles during high-speed races. Underwater car gear. A sequence may show Dom escaping through a river tunnel, using a modified off-road car that can partially dive underwater. These elements will give Fast 11 some of the most unique action scenes in the franchise. 5. Letty vs. Cipher Round 2 1 minute. A major highlight will be the ongoing tension between Letty and Cipher. Even though they escaped Antarctica together, their alliance is fragile. In Fast 11, expect intense arguments, Letty refusing to forgive Cipher, Cipher insisting that Dante is a bigger threat. A possible fight scene similar to their Fast X prison fight. Cipher saving Letty's life at a key moment. Letty still refusing to trust her fully. This creates emotional depth and unpredictability. Cipher could betray the family again, or she could finally prove she's not the real villain anymore. 6. A major character sacrifice, possible plot. 1 minute. To raise emotional stakes, Fast May 11th involve a big sacrifice. Possible characters. Roman. His arc has been building toward courage. Han emotional closure linked to past trauma. Cipher redemption moment. Shaw protecting his family. A secondary agency hero like Tess.